The tears haven't stopped when we found out it was Tim Marconi who was killed, simply walking down one of the most iconic blocks of Baltimore. The 25-year-old whose family has Baltimore in its blood now dies on the very streets that he loved. WMAR 2 News' Brian Kubler was there just after it happened last night. He's been working this story ever since, and he joins us live now with more on this. Brian?
Jamie, Tim Marconi was just 25 years old. Police say he may have been robbed, but they don't know for sure just yet. The one thing everyone does know here in Federal Hill, this young man was shot dead on a very busy and very popular street. These are the last seconds of 25-year-old Tim Marconi's life. Private surveillance footage shows him walking down Riverside Avenue just before police say he was shot and killed. Neighbors thought they heard the single shot, but moments later, longtime resident Victoria Swinburne knew.
I walked over and I just saw his body, and I believe someone said that a nurse had stopped, was a pedestrian, and she tried to revive him, but before the paramedics came, and I could see there's blood on his head.
Take that trauma and multiply it by nearly each house along this row, and you can begin to see the sum total of fear gripping this quiet block. Neighbors shared tears as Baltimore police homicide detectives spoke to some, passed out Crime Stoppers flyers, and even marked and photographed new evidence today. They say 25-year-old Tim Marconi, who according to his Facebook page graduated from VCU, worked at Northrop Grumman, and lived in Baltimore for at least 3 years, was the victim of what could be a robbery. There is close to no suspect information in this case. Detectives were looking to gather more home surveillance video like you see here and try to piece together where Marconi was coming from or going to. Councilman Eric Costello was on the scene last night and again today.
People are upset. People are saying, people are scared. And when people are scared, they're willing to do whatever they can to protect themselves and protect their families. And they're frustrated with the response that they've gotten from the city.
And Costello says he's hearing that from McCullough Homes to Federal Hill. The response from the mayor's office recently has been that crime is down from a record year. But for many, it doesn't feel like it. Not from where Swinburne sits, directly across the street from one of this city's latest murder scenes.
It's the same stuff, like the crime statistics. They're down. They're not down. So,
It certainly doesn't feel like that way to you.
Oh, no, it feels worse than ever. It feels worse than ever.
Baltimore police, they are still investigating to see if this indeed was a robbery or if the 25-year-old was targeted in some way. In the meantime, they say, be on the lookout for added patrols here in Federal Hill. For now, we are live this evening in Federal Hill. Brian Kubler, WMAR 2 News.
All right, Brian.